A murder case that shook the Corpus Christi community back in 1985, Gary and Stephanie Gillette, a loving couple, were killed in the comfort of their home.
It was a horrific scene. Gary and Stephanie were brutally murdered.
It's changed our lives dramatically.
The couple's car was found several blocks away from their home, abandoned in a residential neighborhood.
Since then, the daughters have become advocates to one day find the truth.
So on December 13th, 1985, Gary and Stephanie Gillette attended a Christmas party together at the tramp steamer on Navigation and Leopard Street.
2 days later, on December 15th, they were located in their homes, murdered. Through the investigation, it was found that whomever committed the murder also stole the victim's vehicle.
Gary's vehicle, it was a 1970 Buick Electra, convertible, nice vehicle, for that time, was stolen from his garage and parked several blocks away in front of someone else's house.
A nightmare. An absolute nightmare. Roller coaster rides of emotions. It's been hard. It's been very hard.
Fear, a lot of fear. Just over the years, attempting to try to get things solved or just reaching out in general, scared, not knowing who really is involved, not knowing if we're next or if we start reaching out too much and start digging too deep, is it going to stir up the person or people that are involved to come after us to quieten us, So yeah, it's scary, especially for our kids and our grandkids and not knowing what's going to happen.
I think knowing that, I guess our childhood was kind of taken away and that evil exists out there and just gets to run free.
It's a little disturbing when you have to learn that at a young age and then you have to grow up and know it and just, you never have that peace of mind that the person responsible is being held accountable. You never have that peace of mind in this situation. So, you have a multitude of emotions, and to pinpoint it, I would have to say we've had them all.
Yeah.
But most of all, I would say in our state of mind right at this moment, it's determination. Definitely determination. Not to mention that our kids have watched us go through the, last 30-something years of interviews and getting our hopes up and just praying and wishing and hoping something would come about.
But not only that, it's more trying to raise your kids to not be as scared as you are, like trying to hide that fear that you've grown up with, trying to teach them that there is good in the world when you've been exposed to nothing but monsters.
I absolutely believe that this case can be solved for numerous reasons, one of which is advances in DNA technology. In addition to our ability to reach out to individuals, we have recontacted witnesses that were originally contacted by detectives at the time of the offense.
There's a lot of advancement in technology, DNA technology. There's a whole lot more that can be done with a little bit of evidence, and we're hopeful that that's the case with this.
A big part of it is the hard work that we put into it, our detectives have put into it. We've gone out and re-interviewed known witnesses that were interviewed at the time. We've also identified additional witnesses that were never contacted at the time of the initial investigation, and we're continuing to head in that direction. And then, of course, the tremendous advances that have been made in DNA technology through the years, that is what probably is the most promising thing about the entire investigation. It's amazing how many cases throughout the country that have been solved with just small, minute traces of DNA. And that's the direction we're proceeding with this case.
If you have a key piece of information and you have any soul in your body, why would you not come forward?
I say, I don't care who it is and how little the information is. Any little thing that you could remember, if you remember anything could help. I mean, one little flash of something could be the key to everything. And you just don't know unless you come forward and say something.
If you have any information at all, please contact us. I would actually say that if we have already spoken with you and you've remembered something, which is often the case, I will interview individuals who will call me 1, 2, 3 weeks later and say, I forgot to tell you this. Or after having spoken with you, I remembered something additional. If that is you, if you have any additional information whatsoever, please do not hesitate to come forward and contact us. I want to speak with you.
I really believe that there's somebody out there who knows something, whether it was a partial involvement or somebody that was told what happened by the persons involved. I strongly believe that there's somebody out there that knows the full story.
In 1985, we received a Crime Stoppers tip in reference to the victim's vehicle that was stolen. An individual called in with incredibly accurate information as to when and where that vehicle was dropped off. If you're that individual that gave us that information, we're asking you specifically to please contact us again so that we can speak with you. I understand at the time you called in anonymously through Crime Stoppers. You can do that again. However, I would greatly appreciate it if you reached out to us directly.
And as for anyone who may know anything, to murder 2 people brutally the way Gary and Stephanie Gillette were murdered, the person or persons responsible over the last 38 years, they had to have told somebody. That's a big secret to keep. And the person that they might have told, we ask you that if you know anything at all, let us know. This is a huge secret to keep. And so if you think maybe we've already talked to you or they talked to you back then, or you might assume we know this information, please contact us and let us know.
You took part of our life from us. Something we'll never get back. Something our kids will never get and their kids will never get. How do you replace that?
My thing would be is I hope you can look in the mirror every day at yourself and look at your kids, look at your grandkids and your great grandkids at that matter, and think what they would be going through if someone took that from them, because that's what you've done to us. You've done that to 4 generations, not just family, but friends and everybody that was involved in that. You took that away without a care in the world.
It's a matter of time. We aren't going to stop on this case. The family's not going to stop on this case. And we want to hear from you. We want to talk to you.
Do the right thing. It's the anniversary's coming up. It's Christmas time of year. Gary Gillette's birthday just passed. Give the family this one thing. You took away 38 years of their life with their dad and their stepmom who they adored. No, you can give them this one thing.
Having to deal with the family and see and feel the pain that they're going through. In working this case, I take that home with me. At home, at night, I'm thinking about this case. At home, at night, I'm thinking about these victims, and I want to bring them closure.
Maybe a Christmas miracle. Give us some answers.
But just know we're never going to stop.
If
Ever.
you give us answers, we'll leave it. But if you don't, we're not stopping.
Never.
Our kids won't stop. Our grandkids won't stop. Somebody will eventually find out.
Even after death, if that's what it takes. That's what closure looks like to me, is somebody being held accountable. Period.